Hello everyone, this is Bitcoin Geekend. This is 1/13/2020, and I'm just, one thing we just need to think about how the Bitcoin price or other stocks, asset, or whatever it may be will work out is we need to think about how much US dollar is distributed all throughout the world. And so this is what we call M2. This is the amount of the cash and equivalent. What I did was this is the M2 statistics, and this is the sort of the speed how fast this M2 is increasing. This indicator showing that if this speed of increasing M2 reaching up to somewhere around, I would say 5%. You could clearly see the stock start to skyrocket. This is SP 500, by the way, and this is BTC USD. And this is what we call a log scale, and this is the regular scale. So it doesn't look like the same, but it's basically the Bitcoin is still the price starts to push up when M2 is increasing fast enough. And this time M2 5% sort of the rate was reached from somewhere around November 2019. And when actually Fed started to increase their balance sheet, right? So after that, SP 500 started to climb up again. So this is sort of a interesting game. So right now, if you are trading a stock or gold, you can clearly see it's pretty interesting. Usually, these two assets doesn't really correlate because stock increase, that means it's risk on. And when the gold moves up, this is risk off. When the SP 500 goes up, gold really sometimes stalls or goes down. But now it's increasing too. So what's happening right now is risk on and risk off is going on the same time. So what is happening is it's pretty simple, right? This is why everything is happening is because M2 is increasing. Cash is flooding out in the market. That's why all the price is going up. That's why stock is going up, and gold is going up, and oil. Well, not so much, but oil is going up. And again, Bitcoin price is starting to incline, going upward, especially after 2020 January 1st. All the new start moving came in. So I just wanted to point it out that if we look at a little longer term and all the monetary structure of the world, this is when all the asset price goes up, and Bitcoin just started to just take off very slowly. So I would think this effect gives a longer term effect. And the other thing is this is a sort of more like a pretty short time perspective. This is the CME positioning, and if you trade like gold or oil or stocks or whatever it may be, all the asset manager is looking at this data. This is how much positions that buyer and sellers have it, or everything. And one of the catch is this is what we call COT positions. And a lot of people talks about like a net positions, which is buyer extracts a sellers is net, right? And however, this one of the catch that Bitcoin COT report lacks is they don't have a what we call commercials. So it's long story short, Bitcoin's COT report is not equivalent to others. So we need to think about how to extract other ways to filter out to catch up the most important information, and this is the most important information for me. This is the this is a sort of the possible minus hedge short ratio, and you could clearly see that when it hits 60%, price start to going down, and when this ratio goes below 40%, it just start to goes up. And right now, what's really happening is they are reaching up to 55%, coming closer to 60%, but it still have got the room. And when all the price breakout happens, this ratio just pass 60% and reaching to the highest high. It sometimes happens. So anyway, what we are looking at right now is, I would say, right now the sort of the miners bottom line of mining cost is somewhere around somewhere around 6,400, and just climbing up to 7,600. And right now, I would, in my calculation, it's somewhere around 88,000 to 8,100, somewhere around. Of course, it's miners cost varied very much, so it's not the same. There is no one single answer. However, it's just a sort of the consensus of the market. So right now, it's somewhere around 8,000. So that's why the Bitcoin's price is still supporting somewhere around 8,000 as of today. I would say this is pretty much showing all the support is somewhere around 8,000. And the other thing is, this is pretty astounding information for me. This is what we call open interest, and that is how much positions are still there. This is the price of the BTC, and this is the open interest at CME. And when the open interest start to climbs up, usually price follows. Well, this was different. This was everyone was shorting. So that's why when people create a short positions, price goes down simply because everybody was thinking Bitcoin will die, and actually price moved in that way. And right now, it's pretty much what we coming is probably this open interest already spiked somewhere around January 7th, 6th or 4th. This time, it seems like price is following up. I don't say this happens one day. However, if this open interest rate is somewhere around back in June 14 or something, 2018, that is the same open interest what we are looking at right now. And at the time, the Bitcoin's price was somewhere around, that was pretty much 9,200 or something. And after that, price spiked up to 14,000 within a day high, right? So the one of the coincidences that we are facing right now is at this time, there was an Iran sanction was there. Actually, they executed one of the men from the CIA with a possible spy things, and the US placed a sanction on Iran, and right after that, price spiked up to 14,000. So Iran has got a strong tie to Bitcoin because they have got under the sanction of the US, and they have got a lot of mining facilities. And they need to somehow sell their oils, and so however US dollar may be suspended, and they need to find out something other than the US dollars to get the revenue out of their countries. So that's why that could be one of the reasons that BTC is maybe supported. Who knows? However, a lot of people was thinking that Iran has got a strong tie to BTC, and that's why price spiked up to this time. And this time, yes, Iran is, of course, it's under the US sanctions, on the verge of US sanctions. It could be passed, who knows? However, it's pretty much the same. That's why open interest is spiking, because this is the geopolitical tension, right? Geopolitical tension. That means that there is two countries, US and Iran, and this structure of their conflict doesn't disappear one day. They could go long, maybe for a month or two or years or whatever it may be. So that's why it's not going to go away today. So that's why people are thinking, hey, this time this Iran issue may be longer term issue. So that's why open interest is spiking up. And I don't know, this could go down, brings the price down or up. However, usually open interest leads the price. Of course, this was not the case, but usually when the open interest skyrockets, the price reach, right? And this is a little bit more like a midterm price movement, and this is the 100-day moving average, and this is the premium of the grayscale. So what we need to think about, who actually brings in actual money to the Bitcoin market, and grayscale is one. This is the ETF, all the longer term money comes through this channel. The other thing is a Tether USD, and because Chinese money comes into Bitcoin's money via Tether US dollars. So if the Tether US dollars price goes up, Bitcoin's price tend to behave a little bit stronger way. So what we are looking right now is it's pretty interesting. And when the price hit 100-day moving average, all the Grace premium scale went down and Tether went down. So that means midterm money is thinking that, hey, this may be something, this maybe goes down. Who knows? This is because every time 100-day moving average was hit, or every time it was rejected, and this time it will be the same. It could be the same. That people are thinking about it. So this is the longer term money. However, yeah, if we just look at the little bigger pictures, hey, this money is pouring into the market, and already CME's positioning is already, they are looking somewhere around, I would say they are looking at least $10,000. This is pretty much the same level of the $10,000. Who knows for the futures price? However, if we just take a look at little fundamentals and positionings or etc., that's M2 skyrockets, open interest at CME is skyrocketing. BTC difficulties, their next difficulty is somewhere around 115 2020, and they are pretty much expecting somewhere around 8% to 9%. So that means the cost of the BTC's cost, mining cost, levels up. That means miner needs to sell at a higher price because they need to keep up their business, right? So we just thinking about all the information, and we just look at this huge spike of the CME. I think that BTC's price will start moving back up again pretty soon, and that's what we are looking at it. And I hope Bitcoin may be passing, I don't know, maybe $10,000 or $20,000, because within this June 2020 at June, what we are looking at is a BTC halving. As of now, Bitcoin mining cost is somewhere around $8,000. This will goes up to $16,000. So miner needs to sell Bitcoin somewhere around $16,000. Otherwise, they're gonna go red. So their selling point, or like their asking price needs to go up, right? And the other thing is somewhere around June, that's rain season in China. And what's going to happen is when the rain season hits at Chinese area, their hydroelectricity cost goes a little bit cheaper, and that gives a miners a bigger hash rate, right? So that means when the hash rate goes up, price has got a positive effect too. So I think that when we are actually heading to June or maybe May or something, there may be a price spike. So sort of, and adding a spice of geopolitical issues. So everything is lining up right now. So that's why that's why people are placing a open position to the CME, and this is a huge spike. However, we never know the price, when the price moves up or where the price goes up. However, at least Bitcoin is inching up to a little higher level, and support level is coming back up. So I think that we just do not want to get surprised when the Bitcoin actually moves back up to $10,000. So let's just get prepared, right? All right, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you just can leave me a comment or something, that's gonna be great. All right, thank you. Good night. Bye.